Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Connecting with Joe Bellissimo. This is episode number 20. And my name is Sam Lee. I'm the founder of Connect with Confidence. And we're joined with Joe here. I'm the interviewer interviewing Joe. So how you been, Joe?
Well, besides tearing a ligament in my foot with some Latin name, I'm doing okay.
What happened to your leg?
Well, look, it's a long story, really. So I was traveling in India looking for Royal Bengal tigers.
Yeah.
I didn't find any, and then I flew home back to Australia, and then I went for a walk and I tripped.
That's not good to hear. It shouldn't
So
be.
part of that story was made up. You decide which part you think is the made up part.
Also, you made up the tigers, man. The Bengal tigers.
I didn't say that. I'm not going to tell you which part I made up. I'm just saying part of, like, either the Bengal tiger part or the tripping part. One of those is made up, right? You just decide which one you think it is.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, that's I believe both is true from your end.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's go with that. All right. I hurt myself wrestling a Bengal tiger. That's what really happened.
Okay.
All right.
That sounds good though. Yeah, Joe. So tell me about you. What did you do over the weekend? Did you do anything special?
I haven't really been all that mobile. I mean, I spent a lot of time hanging out with family and some of the boring stuff like catching up on emails.
Mm-hmm.
So as an entrepreneur, I think a lot of people can be able to relate to the whole, I've got 45 new emails this morning before I woke up kind of scenario.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you didn't do any leisure activities?
I'm just thinking back. Did I do anything? No, I can't really walk. I can't really walk anywhere too far. So a little bit of shopping and whatnot.
Yep.
Hanging out with family, eating some food. Nothing really spectacular. Checking some emails.
Okay, cool. No worries. Yeah, so tell me a bit about yourself, Joe. What's your background and what do you like to do outside of work? Like, what's your passion and hobbies and things like that?
Yeah, look, I don't want to say serial entrepreneur because I'm not really. Like, I've been in business since I've been 19, right? So I started my first online web store at 19 years old. So technically, for my entire adult life, I've been involved in some sort of business. But I had a habit of starting things and then not actually finishing them.
Yep.
So I think maybe that does describe a serial entrepreneur, starting stuff and not finishing.
Okay.
We had a couple of businesses, had a couple of really dramatic failures. Those are great. Always the good ones. The biggest learnings come from your big business failures. So I've been lucky to have a couple of failures behind me that are the firm foundations for what I'm doing at the moment. I used to study engineering, never finished it, right? Sounds about right for an entrepreneur. I started studying something because I wanted to make my parents happy, then decided I don't want to make my parents happy. I want to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Right. And I've been working in sales roles primarily. So since I was 18 as well, I've been working in sales roles. So I got this sales background for employment, and I've got this entrepreneurial experience that of things I decided to do. I've done well. I've done not so well. I'm early 30s, and I'm engaged, and I've got a 3-year-old son. So that's some other notable information that you might want to know about me to get an understanding of who I am.
Yeah, that's it. Congratulations on the baby. The 3-year-old baby.
He's barely a baby anymore.
Yeah, he's actually grown up already.
Yeah, he's an adult baby now, is what I say.
True that. Yeah. So okay. Wow, I guess you don't really need a degree when you're actually going on a journey to entrepreneurship. I guess, that's pretty much the same as me. Like, I didn't really need a degree to do what I do, which is coaching. So yeah, like, I guess I had a similar background to you. I did sales myself as well. So over 10 years experience in sales, and then now I'm getting into some entrepreneurial business side hustle. So yeah,
it's the bucket, right? It's like, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with my career. I'm going to go sell some stuff. And then, like, you just fall into the I'm going to sell some stuff bucket. And look, don't get me wrong, it's great because what you learn in a sales career you apply to your entrepreneurial career as you go along, so it works out really well. But it's almost like the I couldn't pick a career bucket.
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
And thank God I didn't pick a career. Thank God. If I did, I may not have gotten the experience to do the kind of fun stuff I do today.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah, I like what you do. Judging from the last couple of sessions, I went to your webinar and things like that, which is good.
Beautiful. Thank you.
So tell me a bit about your business. So your business is Grow Masterminds.
Yes.
So yeah, tell me about what is it about, who do you help, and what, and yeah, tell me more about your business. I'm curious about it.
Well, I'll give you some context to the background of how it was incepted.
Yeah.
Basically, my biggest business failure was back in 2017. So I was running an automotive company that worked in software for cars, and I had some falling out with people that I used to work with, and basically I was in a situation where emails were changed, passwords were changed, money was emptied out of accounts, and I got stuck with a big bill of debt of stuff that I've invested into the company with nothing to show for it. So
Yeah.
I was like, this is pretty shitty. To say the least. So I went through that period of like, holy crap, I can't support my family. I got no money. Don't know what to do with my life anymore. I've just invested like half a decade into entrepreneurship, and what do I have to show for it?
Yeah.
So I went on a bit of a inner journey, right?
Yeah.
Or in other words, like the whole like, my life is fucked. What do I do? It was pretty much the situation that I got into. So I started reading, right? So I got big into reading things like The One Thing, Simon Sinek's work about getting to why, um, Jocko Willink and Leif Babin, who wrote Extreme Ownership,
Yeah.
right? And The Dichotomy of Leadership, I believe, is the next one that they wrote after that. So I went on a big reading spree. I learned about other people like Tony Robbins and Kerwin Ray, and it opened my eyes to a different way of doing things. And so I moved from being a place of being in business for the purposes of being in business, right? Like, oh, I want to be in business because if I do well in business, I make lots of money and I'm a big shot, right? I never really openly said that or had the conscious thoughts around that. But truth be told, if you dug down and you looked at it, you would like, oh, it was all ego orientated.
Yeah.
And so then after going through a little bit of a journey and learning from this sort of stuff, I uncovered that you could you could educate people, right? So one thing that I realized is that I love to help people and I love to educate people. And what I was doing in the past didn't actually align to that. And so
Yeah.
it just made a lot of sense that that fell apart behind me. For some reason,
Yeah.
subconsciously, I had led to that situation. So I was blessed to move out of it, had gone and been coached myself when going to Tony Robbins events and going to Kerwin Ray's events, and realized, oh, I really like this. So I said, okay, I'm going to grab a bunch of people who have gone to a Tony Robbins event. And instead of going to an event, getting G'd up and being like, oh, wow, this is great. And then 2 weeks later, going back to your normal life and being the buzz dissipating and going back to, regular life. I said, I want to keep this going. And I'd read a couple books about ways that you could keep this going. And what I had learned was you had to be in a quality tribe. Right. So connecting with people was the best way for you to keep the buzz going from some learning and to reapply it and relearn it and integrate it into the life that you're living.
Yeah.
So I grabbed 10 people who went to UPW with me, and we hung out on a weekly basis, and we spoke about particular topics, and we worked on different aspects of our lives. We logged it. We connected about it. We had a private chat about it. And what I had realized was I'd created a mastermind.
Yeah.
So not from a business point of view, I just found something that I enjoyed, and then I created a mastermind in just doing it. Like I wanted to find my tribe, or I didn't have a good one to join, so I created my own. Like it was almost organic. I didn't have the intention to create that with the business behind it. And then over 2 years, because I launched the first iteration of my company in 2019, I sort of just moved around, learned some things. I wrote a life transformational program on the back of it as well, because I basically do things for me and then I sell them. So I make sure I go like, okay, what would I like to have if I was on the other side of the table? Then I create it and then I bring it to market, knowing that it's useful and functional because I'm the person who actually used it first, then built out from around it.
Yep.
I did that, and then what had happened was I realized that the real thing that was getting people was the connection. And I said, okay, well, if I'm going to go back into entrepreneurship, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create meaningful connections. I'm going to create environments and spaces where people can connect and not feel isolated. Because if I look back 3 years to when I was experiencing my personal challenges, it was the isolation and the depression that was the big problem.
Yeah.
Right. So I developed Grow Masterminds as a way primarily to give people amazing meeting experiences where they have fun, they connect, and they just so happen to learn something.
Yeah.
That probably went all the way around the world to give you the context as to what Grow Masterminds is.
Yep.
Did that elaborate adequately?
Yeah, it did. Very resonated with me with what you do. Especially,
yeah, cool.
Attended one of your workshops already. Yeah, it's very interesting what you do. Like you just get a whole bunch of experts in their field, and then it's really about them teaching us what's valuable in terms of their content. Yeah, it's a good way to it's a different method which I liked. It's a great way to actually embark on. So yeah. So how long have you been doing this for now, Joe?
Well, I only treated this as a business. Like I had the idea of, oh, hey, let's maybe start a business off this in 2019, right? So the idea of creating this, the knowledge came from 2017. For 2 years, it fermented. In 2019, I said, it probably is a good idea to run a business around this. And then it wasn't until Corona hit where the cliff happened, where I went from working full-time to working part-time. And I said, what am I going to do with this extra time? And then I decided, well, maybe I'll treat this like a business. So coronavirus was actually the catalyst for me to create this as an actual sustaining business, self-sustaining growth machine.
Yep. That makes sense. That's cool. Nice. That's great. So basically you just say you started not long ago as well, right? Probably.
Oh man, like mid-March.
Mid-March. Okay.
I can't believe how many people are involved in this since mid-March.
Yeah, that's good. I guess it actually that's what's most important. If you're doing it online, then it won't be affected. And actually, you'll get a higher demand for that actually, which is good.
Yep. Yeah, I've been blessed that I'm familiar with the online space. I mean, I run programs to help people get their businesses online. So I resell that knowledge as well. So if I didn't have that knowledge beforehand, I would have been in a lot of trouble.
That's true. Wow, that's actually so you basically you got this business idea from just going to a lot of like Tony Robbins and all these personal development giants out there. Is that correct?
Not even a lot. I mean, I'm blessed where I get to go to something once and then I'll pick up an idea out of that and I'll just roll with it.
Yep.
I don't have like one of the challenges that I see a lot of people that I work with experience is self-doubt, where they won't do something because they don't think that they have anything valuable to add in there. Yep. I've been blessed that I've just gone for things. If I think it's a good idea, I don't wait for someone to tell me it's a good idea. I'll just go and do it.
Meant it.
All right. It's been a very helpful trait of mine. Because you can teach it. You can teach someone how to overcome self-doubt. I was blessed to have some of the raw materials there already that just gave me a little bit of an edge. And like every entrepreneur, you've got to have some sort of edge. Otherwise, you would just be an employee. So that was one of my superpowers, to have less self-doubt than the next person.
That's true. Yeah, I guess action speaks louder than words. Like you don't need people to say when can you start. You start on your own. I guess that's what's important.
Yeah, big part of overcoming self-doubt is just doing stuff. Like the results speak. And so
Yeah.
therefore, if you have confidence and certainty that you can deliver things, then it just makes everything go better. Like the first workbook I've done here, like this took a year for me to put together the workbook I put up on the screen before.
Yeah.
The second one took a week, and the last one I put together took an hour. It's amazing that once you understand what it is that how to do something through the experience, and then you're like, oh, I'm just going to build this and launch this product, and I know it's going to sell because I already know what people are looking for.
Yeah.
And instead of thinking, oh, should I do this, should I do that? No, just build it, right? And nothing blocks you. It just comes right out. And it just is amazing how that the action from like a year ago is manifesting in some really cool stuff today.
Yeah, I guess we're like once you start business, you never know. Like there's a lot of different angles that you can that has a lot like an opportunity that you can embark on. So yeah, congrats on that, Joe. It's very inspiring in what you do. Like I guess when
man.
idea really give it a go and then see where it leads you. And I guess it's really put you into a position that you're an expert of a mastermind workshop, that kind of thing. So yeah, Joe. So that brings me to the second last question. So how do you build like ongoing connections? Like you're in this business where you have to connect with a lot of people of influence. How do you do that? What's the magic behind that?
Look, one of the approaches that I take with this is, and you would have heard this 1,000 times before. It's about how do you add value first, before you expect anything in return. And I got a really easy question that I bring up in conversations with people. So let's say I'm across the table from you and we've just met. The first thing I'm going to engage with you on is how can I be a better quality part of your network?
Yep.
Right. So if I want to know how I can help you, well, then just gotta ask, right? If I want to be a better quality part of your network, what are we gonna do here? Like, do you need an introduction to someone? Is it something that you're working on that you want some help with? Like, how can I be valuable to you? And then I like to systemize things, so I automate it. So what I've done now is I've got a networking group that I've created. And the idea is that if I've got a free networking group that also has a mastermind component to teach people stuff, every interaction I have with someone, I can invite them to that. And if my weak point might be, and actually this is true, one of my weak points is when it comes to networking, I sometimes struggle to understand the connections between like 10 different people. It's like, oh, I know that person that knew that person that knows that. And like I can introduce you to them and they can help you with your business. Sometimes I find it difficult to make the connections for, oh, who's an accountant that I know that I can introduce you to? And I struggle. So what I've done is I decided to play to my strengths instead, and I run great meetings. So what I'm going to do is, or what I've started doing is I run these networking meetings, because if I don't know who to connect you with, but if I put you in a room full of people that you can connect with, you'll figure it out. Like someone's other connection is a connection for you. So I know that I can add value to someone by being, how can I be a better quality member of your network? Well, I can also invite you into a bunch of people that I know that are part of my network, and you can network within them.
Yep.
And then I know that I'm adding value to someone without actually needing to go into something that's not really my strength.
True.
If that makes sense. So I hope that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Like I guess it's really about outsourcing what the network that you had. Like say you have a bunch of network like that in deeply, and then you have like some people that just join. It's good to connect with them with the other people, so you gain. So you're kind of like the bridge. If you don't mind me saying that. So like when you're like in the ABC rule, like you might be the bridge, and then you might get someone who's the just like a candidate, and then you match them with the people that you know already. So it's kind of you got a bridge to
that's where it's like, if I'm not strong with remembering all the details about every individual in that network that I've got, that's okay. I've just got to take advantage of my strength. My strength is to get people together. So let's do that. And the rest will sort itself out. Like, I don't need to be a strong networker if the person sitting to my left is a strong networker. I don't need to have all the knowledge and expertise in my head if you can rely on your tribe to fill in the gaps, right? As long as I serve them and give them what they need, because not everyone's willing to create meetings.
Yeah.
But there are lots of great networkers. So I'm like, I just have to put them together and they'll make it work, because I want to trust my tribe, not try to do everything on my own.
Yeah.
It's a big thing for me. Don't try to do everything on your own. That's one. You know, that's a message. Don't try to do everything on your own, everyone.
Or if you're still an entrepreneur, you need to try to do something, unless you need to collaborate with more people. Yeah, I guess it's really about leverage, right, Joe?
Yeah.
Like, the more you leverage, the less workload you have, and the more credibility you gain in terms of that. Like, because the people represent you, so I guess you're the mastermind of the mastermind.
Well, yeah. There's something that I teach people that go on my coaching programs. I tell everyone to break their business into 3 different areas.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you've heard of this before. I have no idea where I picked it up or if I developed it on my own. I probably just developed it on my own accidentally. But basically, I said, okay, I believe that there are 3 major pillars of business.
Yeah.
The first one is sales and marketing. The second one is systems and processes. And the third one is creativity.
Yeah.
And what I've been conveying out to my members of my paid masterminds is, guys, you can outsource sales and marketing, right? You can pay like a Facebook ads agency, or you can pay for a VA to do reach outs for you, or you can pay a salesperson, right?
Yeah.
You can pay for sales and marketing.
Yeah.
Systems and processes, there's 1,001 different programs you could buy that do things, and you can develop a quick process to make it work, and you can outsource that to a VA as well. Mm-hmm. And for those who are wondering what a VA is, virtual assistant, right? Overseas staff member.
Yeah.
But the one thing where most people can't outsource is the creativity. And so I've been telling everyone, hey, if you're working in your business because you're doing all the sales and marketing and you're doing all of the systems and process management, then you're not being creative. And if you're not being creative, you're not being innovative. If you're not being innovative, then you're dying.
That's true.
Big thing I've been pushing everyone on that's in my ecosystem. And I saw a big shift in the way that I operate once I started outsourcing everything that wasn't creative, so that I can continue to be innovative. And that's when I see workbooks come out. That's when programs come out. That's when I come out with a great idea of pivoting a part of my business. So one thing I really want to encourage people to do is sales and marketing and systems, outsource them as much as you can, and make sure that you're spending, or not spending, pardon me, language, investing in things like creativity in your business and being innovative. It's very, very important. Very
true. I guess what you say is, once you have creativity, things can go. Yeah, you get an opportunity of chances of whatever you're doing, I guess. You have an innovative side. I think everything will work out. Like, and because you're doing something that's not normal. Like, as in you're doing something that other people haven't been doing it before. So once you start that, I guess it gets interesting.
You got to do the things that work for your business, and a lot of the times that involves some degree of creativity. If you're not being creative, then you can't be innovative. And that's a lot of people are getting stuck in, I need to do my chat sequencing on Facebook properly, or I need to have. We're coming up towards the end of this session.
That was pretty good. So in terms of that, so yeah, that's pretty good on your insights. So yeah, the last question is, Joe, how do we find more about you? How do we find more about your business and things like
that? Growmasterminds.com, our website. That's where there's details there. Yeah. Look, really, what I want to do though is if you're watching this, because Sam, your primary target is entrepreneurs. Like we're dealing with similar industry types.
In a way, like, because what I do is I help skill up entrepreneurs, small business owners, and corporate professionals. It's just basically like a lot of people who want to help need help that with connecting with people. So I teach the people skills behind that. So if they're lacking confidence, I help them to build that confidence so they can connect better.
Yeah. So a good portion of the people that you're dealing with are the kinds of individuals that want to network and expand.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, cool. All right. Because they're going to a networking meeting and they want to get the most out of it. So then they actually can talk to you. You teach them how to walk into a room and communicate with people better, right?
Yeah.
So look, I would say if you're watching or listening to Sam's podcast right now, then likely you are the same kind of person that I do my best to support. So I want, Sam, how am I going to invite everyone to our networking meeting? Because it's Monday night Sydney time at 6 p.m. and it's free.
Yeah.
And it's called the Futurepreneurs Networking Mastermind. And just to clarify why I call it Futurepreneurs, it's for future or current entrepreneurs, right? Future or current, doesn't matter, who are looking to create a positive impact with their businesses or in the world, however they want to do it, right?
Yeah.
They are collaborators. They like to work with other people.
Yeah.
And they're happy to be online.
Yep.
So that's what I call a futurepreneur. That's where I believe business is moving, right? So I got this free networking meeting where you get to network with people that are like-minded. At the same time, you do a bit of a mastermind. And that mastermind, what you do is you learn about different topics of sales and marketing, creativity, and systems and processes. I want to invite anybody listening to this right now to come to that meeting because it's free and I want to meet new people. So how might I do that, Sam? Do I put like a comment in here or something, or?
Later on, you can put a comment later on. Or do you have the link at the moment, or you don't have?
Yeah, I'll get the link and I'll put it in the Zoom chat, and then you can go and put it up on all the social medias and stuff like that.
Yeah. Or the other thing is once I edit this video, I can do a shout out for you. Like it's easy as that.
Mate, editing, high class.
Mm.
I've never edited any of the podcast things that I've done, which is probably an issue. I probably should spend some more time on my content.
Yeah. So
later on, I want to do more of.
Later on, I can advertise this the link with you. I got it already through networking, and then later on I can advertise your business and through social media, and then I'll add this in the link so you have that event coming on. So when's the event, Joe?
Online 6 p.m.
When?
Sydney and Melbourne time.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
On Monday.
Yeah, sounds good. All right. No worries. Furious. You know how to connect with Joe. So, Joe, can you repeat your website and your social media accounts again?
So it's growmasterminds.com.
Yeah.
And I'm not using any social media really besides my LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Just look up Joe Bellissimo and Grow Masterminds will be the place that I'm working, and you can connect with me there. I post a bit of stuff in there. Okay. But the big thing is I spend most of my time in meetings. Like you will find me Monday 6 p.m. You will always find me hanging out in a networking meeting that I'm hosting. So I make myself as accessible as possible for people that want to hang out.
That's cool. No worries. So Furious, you know how to connect with Joe Bellissimo. For his website and LinkedIn, make sure you connect with him. And Joe, this brings towards the end of the recording, the podcast. So I had a good time interviewing you. So
cool,
Joe. I look forward to seeing you in the near future.
I'm looking can I look at the live stream? Is it on your Facebook wall?
Yeah, it is. So
are you?
Confidence Academy.
Are you?
Yeah. So I'll just end this now, Joe, and then we can go from there.
Yep, done. Not a problem.
All right, have a good one, Joe.